One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here, to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to MyTueSense. I am your host, Debra Mcglothurn, mother, daughter, sister, auntie, cousin, and friend. I'm caring, compassionate, considerate, romantic, a creative, and a lover of nature. Please take me outside. I have a master's in business administration and a bachelor's of science in business, and 5 children that have given me degrees that you will never see on the wall. So that's a little bit about me. What is my 2 cents? My 2 cents topics are things that I feel need to be considered and shared. It's mostly motivation through exposure, not necessarily trending topics, though I will cover some of those as well. But topics that matter to me and perhaps that matter to you as well. So I will share my 2 cents. You can share your 2 cents, and hopefully together we can make some sense and make some minute changes in our lives and in the lives of those around us. With that being said, if you have any topics that you would like my take on, my 2 cents on, enter them into the chat or email me at milenoble@gmail.com. It's down at the bottom of the screen, and it's also on the description of this video on Facebook. If you're watching there, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what is the topic for the day? The topic for today is AI resistant. How resistant are you? And we'll talk about it when we come back from this commercial break.
Success leaves clues, and excellence leaves a legacy. Join leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals, and visionaries from across Southern California for the Black Excellence Business Summit 2026, presented by the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, Long Beach Chapter, on Friday, August 21st, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Connect with influential business leaders, discover new opportunities, build powerful relationships, and gain valuable insights to elevate your career, business, and community impact. Then, the celebration continues with an unforgettable casino night on Saturday, August 22nd, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Experience an evening of networking, entertainment, gaming, prizes, and purpose aboard the historic Queen Mary in Long Beach.
Every ticket helps support the youth-build organization, empowering young people ages 16 through 24 with opportunities in education, leadership development, workforce training, and lifelong success. Best of all, come build connections. The Black Excellence Business Summit and Casino Night 2026 at the Queen Mary Long Beach,
where excellence meets opportunity, and together we build the next generation of leaders.
Register today
and be part of the movement.
Register today. And we are back. So again, the topic for today is AI resistant. How resistant are you? So AI is here and in full force. It's everywhere. It's in your face, even if you want it, even if you don't want it to be. It's Alexa. it's Siri, it's Google, it's Gemini, it's Chat GPT, it's Claude, it's Sonic. There's so many different platforms of AI, even where you don't even think it is. So in your text messages, have you been seeing that it's giving you a summary of your messages? And especially if there's a group chat, it's kind of telling you what's going on in the chat above that before you even get into it. Or even in your emails. Are you checking your email and you got an email, you haven't even read the email yet, and it already has a response for the email. So are you reading my emails before I read my emails? And it gives you responses that make sense to respond. So it's like, I sent you this, can you look over it and get back to me? And it'll have something down at the bottom that says, sure, I'll get right back to you, or I'll get right on it, or something like that, that directly responds to the context of your email. That is AI in the works. Some of it is facial recognition, it's through text messages, coding, it's through forecasting. So how many of you are into AI? Like full steam ahead. Like, let's do it, let's go, let's get it. And how many of you are completely intimidated and want to have absolutely no parts of it? Well, I, for one, I'm what I consider AI resistant, which is where the title comes from. And what I mean by that is that I don't want AI to take over my world, take over the world, or my life for that matter. And I feel that we talked about this at some level, but I'm a poet. And so because I put so much into my writing, it makes me feel some type of way for someone to use AI to write poetry or write songs or write books or whatever to be used commercially. So it makes me feel some kind of way because I'm like, I put in my hard work writing. So for someone to do the same thing by just telling AI what they want and AI puts the words together for them, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So there is a, I want to say video, but it's a lot of different stories on social media where you see people creating custom songs for their loved ones, whether it's their birthday or their anniversary or something, but they're basically putting their life, their information into a song from a story about their life, about what's going on with them, right? About how they've been in their life, you know, husband to a wife to a husband, kids, whatever it is. I've seen a lot of those, right? And you watch them and you tear up at their reactions. And I tear up some of their reactions, right? Because I'm emotional. And yes, I'm subconsciously joining in on the cry because I'm caring and empathetic in that way, right? But I'm cool with AI creating songs for the loved ones type of thing because it's a custom, it's unique to the individual, and it's probably not going to be used commercially, right? Not something that they will market. However, I do feel some type of way for the people that use AI, like I said, to write books, songs, poetry, etc., in competition with the people that put the hard work in, from those that do not use AI. However, in my resistance, though, I'm still learning about AI. I believe the better that we understand AI, the less intimidating it is, more comfortable that we are in using certain aspects of it. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back from this commercial.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
And we're back. So I was saying that although I am AI resistant, I'm still learning AI. I've taken an AI class, I feel like it was sometimes last year. It may have been longer than that. So I have learned some things about it. So I'm more comfortable as far as creating a prompt, which is just what you tell an AI when you want it to do something for you. But I went to a training today, not realizing what I was getting into, but it happened to be a Meta AI training this morning. And within that training, the audience got into a huge, pretty open discussion about using it versus it using us. A lot of people were concerned about kids using it or not using it and not, working on their reading, writing, and arithmetic and not getting it. So they were really concerned about that. And also concerned about people taking advantage of technology and what that looks like because, with people stealing financial information or private information, whatever. So it can be very daunting and it can be very frustrating. But what I want to emphasize today that we can't just stick our head in the sand and pretend like it's not happening. So this last week, my daughter and I, we had a visitor. So we were pet sitting. And we were sitting with we had this pet for a few days. It was a puppy. Well, it's not actually a puppy. It was a small dog, and it was actually the same age as our dog. But it wasn't as trained as our dog. And plus, he was in a different environment. So he's not at home. He's uncomfortable. He's out of his environment, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, everything was going cool. And the dogs had kind of gotten to where they were getting along with each other because my dog can be very energetic and he wants to play. He wants to have fun. He wants to, have these friends, right? So at this point, they're all good with each other. So they're all over each other. They're running around, chasing each other around, whatever. So one night, my daughter had gone to a concert and, she's been on vacation because it's her birthday, right? She turned 25. And so she went to a concert and I'm exhausted. I'm about ready to go to bed. I'm putting the dogs away and we'll put him in the cage. So, we don't want him roaming the house while we're sleeping, getting into stuff or having any accidents or whatever. So just as I go to the door to turn off the light, I've already put that dog away. My dog has a couch that he has his own little dog couch that he sits on. So put the dog away, went to turn the light out, and I stepped into something wet and mushy. And I can't see because one, I don't have my glasses on. And two, I've turned the lights off, so it's dark. So I turn the light back on, and you know what it is. Now I'm mad because I told you I was sleepy and I was ready to go to bed. But now I have to clean up this poop because I can't leave it, for the morning, right? So the next morning, my daughter is about to take him out, and I see him getting in position to try to poop, and I scream out, "Hey!" I scared him and the other dog. And my daughter, because she didn't know what was going on, because she went in there to change her, put some clothes on so she could take the dogs out. So when I yelled at the dog, he took off running. But we didn't realize that even though he had taken off running, and I thinking that I stopped him, that it was too late. So he had already kind of pooped a little bit. So I cleaned up while she took him out. And then not long after she came back in, after she brought him back in, I see him doing this squat thing again. And I'm yelling, but again, it's already too late. And I'm like, this is 3 times in the span of about 8 hours that he's pooped on the floor. And that's not cool. So now I'm getting irritated and frustrated, and I don't clean up poop behind my dog. Of course, when I walk in, I pick it up, but you know what? We're prepared for that. It's not on our floor. It's not on the rug. It's not on, anything in the house. So I'm getting frustrated. And so at that point, you have to recognize that it's been three times in the last 8 hours, right? So we had to make some adjustments. Recognize that there is a pattern. We had to make some adjustments on how we handled them. So trust me, I wanted to just go to bed and pretend I didn't see it. And I could have. But not only would it have left the house smelling, my daughter would have also stepped on it too when she came in and, from her concert. And ironically, he didn't do anything in the cage that we kept him in. Nothing at all. Nothing. In between, after, behind, nothing in the cage. But the thing about it is that it didn't matter if I was frustrated. It didn't matter if I was intimidated. It doesn't matter as far as AI with any of this stuff, because understanding, no matter what is happening, what is going on in life, burying your head in the sand is not going to help the situation. Pretending it's not happening is not going to help the situation. It might help you get through the day, but at some point you have to clean up the poop, because it's only going to get worse, right? So dealing with my resistance to AI, and I like that term. I coined that term as far as I know, not that I've never heard anybody else use the term. So I call myself AI resistant. But I feel like a militant fighting against new technology, because I'm like, oh, I was just learning the last thing that came out, and it's already something new that's coming out, right? It used to be years, like with the phones. It used to be years before you get a new upgrade. Now it's only a few months before they're already coming up with a new update. And the software updates are like every couple of days or a daily thing. It's just on and on. So like with the new phones, like for me, it took me a while to get to using the iPhones. I was Android. I was Team Droid, right? And then a few years ago, actually it's been 5 years now, that I've actually had both an iPhone and an Android. So I consider myself iDroid. So I still have both. Because I don't have to have the latest and greatest in technology. I'm one of those, it's like my phone, I just need my phone to make phone calls, text message, send emails, blah, 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 right? Super simple. I don't need all the shebang of the this and the that, even though now I've been using it like a camera. But anyway, we're not talking about that. But I was hesitant, resistant again on getting the new iPhone, the 17. I think that's the latest. I don't know if it's been updated since then, because I don't really care. But I was hesitant on getting the new 17 Pro, I think it was, because I had heard that you would have to use the facial recognition. And the facial recognition is one of the things I'm not doing that, right? And it's a couple of reasons for that. I just feel like, no, I'm not doing that. Somebody want to knock me out, break into my phone. They just want to put it in front of my face like she gone, but I can still get on her phone. But I'm just not, that's just one of the things that I don't do. And even and this may be my hindrance as far as this is concerned, but when you're going into the social media and they're asking you, loading up your creating your profile or whatever, and they're asking you want to import your friends, you want to find your friends. I always like, no, you don't need to know my friends, even though I'm accepting friend requests and sending friend requests on there. So they know my friends anyway, but I just don't give them access to all of my contacts in my phone. That's just something that I do, that I feel like I do. But anyway, when we got the last upgrade on our phones, I still ended up getting the 17 because when I got all of the information on what was going on with that, I did not have to use a facial recognition. So I was in fear, or I was resistant to something that I didn't understand. And I was like, if you don't understand, it kind of makes you a little leery of what's going on. But the more understanding that you get, the more comfortable you are in making a decision whether to do it or not to do it. So you make the decision, the best decision that you can with the information that you have. But if you're hiding from the information, or like I said earlier, you got your head in the sand because la 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 la, it's not happening. But once you get the information, you can make better decisions, make better choices. So let's see. But yeah, it's on just about every app that you want it. Now it does ask me again and again, do I want to use the facial recognition? No. 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 And it's like every app that you open up, everything new that you want to do in there, it's asking you, do you want to use the facial recognition? It's like, no. Because I'm good on that. No, stop asking me. I think I might have actually hit the button to tell it to stop asking me that, but we'll see. But learn more about AI. So I have started using it, even though I had learned, I had taken some classes last year about AI and how to use it and how to create prompts and how to create apps and all the things, because I went through this in-depth class that kind of went into a lot of stuff. I still have not been using it a lot, but here lately, I've been using ChatGPT to create marketing material. And I still fight with ChatGPT with creating the marketing material because I want it to be real. Like if I'm giving you pictures, I want the real pictures. I want the actual factual pictures that I submitted to you. And it wants to reimagine all my pictures. So we go back and forth from, is this what you want? No, that's not what I want. Now it'll make changes if I want a cup of coffee in there, or if I want a book in there, if I want the room to be dark and I want it on a table, and we're creating these flyers, whatever, this marketing material. But the pictures change. Every time it does a reboot of this, whatever, tweaking my flyer that it's creating for me, the pictures look less and less like me. And I keep telling it, use the pictures that I sent you. So working on my ability to give prompts, but also working on the ability for it to on how to communicate it with understanding what the limitations are, because I'm only using the free version of it. I'm not using the paid version of it, and maybe the paid version is more into details. And I believe it at one point told me that. I understand what you're asking for. I see what you need. Perhaps you need to use a better version or an upgraded version, because they're always trying to sell you the upgrade and upgraded versions for it to be a lot more detailed. So there was something that I asked it to create recently that after we went back and forth, with what it gave me versus what I'm asking for the most part, it gave me what I was looking for. But the same thing with the pictures, it was reimagining pictures that I did not want it to reimagine. So what I ended up doing for that particular project is doing it myself. Now, what it gave to me was an idea of what it should look like. And so I basically recreated it myself, even though I had given him all the prompts. I told him what I do, but it gave me something to look at, something to go from. And so I just basically recreated it myself, used the same pictures that I was going to use that I kept giving to AI, but it kept reimagining them like that. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Like even, I was doing some pull-ups for my book signings, and the book cover, and I think I mentioned this to you guys before, the book cover, it kept changing the book covers. I'm like, that's not the way it looks. It needs to be the actual factual. And I probably end up recreating that myself as well, because if they can't get that part of it right, which is the most important part of it, then it's not any good to me. But the better I understand it, the better I know how to work with it, the better it is for me, and to get the results that I'm looking for. Hopefully, I can do a better job of it. But in essence, it's the more that you know, the better it is for you to be able to utilize the program, and you understand what to use, what not to use, what to allow, what not to allow, and go into it with some understanding versus going in there intimidated or frustrated. So it just helps you deal with the situation a lot better. Just like with the dog. Once we got to learn the dog's behaviors and how he was and when he was and how many times you needed to take him outside, or whatever, then we could deal with the situation better. Once I understood, what is in the phone and what's not in the phone, and what they are asking for, versus what I heard, what I thought, what people said, because people can take you astray a lot. So you have to get the information yourself. You hear all kind of things, and sometimes the information is accurate, sometimes it's inaccurate, sometimes the story has gotten bigger. What is it? Remember when you were growing up and we used to play this thing called telephone, and they'll start on one end and they'll tell this person something. That person tells the next person. The next person tells the next person. And by the time it gets to the end of the line, it's a whole totally different thing. I might have said something about the apple fell off the tree and made pie. And by the time it got to the other end, somebody's got spaghetti and it's in the tree. Whatever, I don't know. But when it goes through the people sharing, the story gets changed. So it's not necessarily what's accurate. Not that they're trying to be giving you the wrong information, but they could just be intimidated as well. So I want to encourage you to not be afraid of AI, more so get an understanding of it so that you know how to navigate through it. We're going to talk about that a little bit more when we come back from this commercial break.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
And we're back. So again, today we were talking about AI resistant and how resistant are you. And if you're anything like me, you are resistant. Just don't want it to take over the world. Don't want it to take up all the jobs, and just want to be able to use it for good, but not too much. It's like, let's have a little bit of it, not too much. One thing is that when you learn how to do something, the more that you do it, the better you get at doing it. Just like even with me taking the AI class before and using the prompts, I understood then how to create the prompts, how you have to basically tell it from what standpoint you're coming from. For example, if I'm creating some marketing material for my real estate, I've been in real estate for 25 years, so I'm telling it that, I'm telling them the market that I'm looking at, I'm telling them whatever, and then what it is that I want them to create for me. So June was home ownership month. So I had it creating home ownership flyers for me. So I was doing a different flyer per day. So it was creating them for me. And like I said, as far as when it came to the pictures, every time it recreated another one, then it would change my picture up. So I'd have to kind of go back and forth with that. and maybe just do a day at a time. But I just want you guys to, the better that you get at it, the better you, the more that you practice in doing it, the better you learn it, the better you get at it. My daughter, when she was going out the other night, she was putting on some makeup and she was putting some eyeliner on. Now, I'm not a big makeup person. So although I wear my lipstick and eyeliner, mascara, I just take some of my lipstick and put it on my cheeks, right? It doesn't matter what I'm wearing, what kind, whatever. But I recently got into using the liquid liner, and I didn't use that before. It's like I don't know what to do with that. So when I first started using it, I would have my eyes black. I'm just inside, outside. I'm just looking like a raccoon because I don't know what I'm doing. So with the liquid liner. So she was going out the other day and she was putting on liquid liner. And she was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing. And I looked at her eyes and she actually put it on her top lid. And she did the kind of like the cat eye look that they're doing these days. And to me, she did a perfect job. Now, I don't do the cat eye up top. I just do the line at the bottom. But she did it up top and she was not trusting herself with it, but I thought it was spectacular. I couldn't even try to do that. And I would do it at the bottom. I'm cool with the bottom. I did it enough where I'm comfortable with doing it at the bottom. I'm not poking my eye out. If I get a little bit inside of my waterline, then I know how to just take my finger, wipe it out, right? Not make a complete mess in my eye. And ironically, today when I was getting ready and I was just freshening up, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put some eyeliner on top of my eyeliner. I blotched it. And it's so crazy is that I botched up this eye and I tried to clean it up a little bit, but I didn't want to have to start all over again. I'm like, it's a mess. It's going to be a mess. Don't look too close. So I was like, well, I got it on this eye. I need to botch the other eye too. So make at least their matches. But I will practice and I will get better at doing that if it's something that I choose that I want to learn. But anything that you want to do, anything that you want to learn in life, anything that you want to understand better, it just takes a little effort, a little energy that you put into it. And then you can get it. You can get it. And then you may even enjoy it. So I'm always encouraging you guys to put yourself on some kind of challenge, to learn something new, to do something new, to try something you've never done before. And just to remind yourself and, to eat healthy and to exercise and do all those things, right? This is no different. So, I'm going to give you a challenge today. And it's not necessarily a challenge, but it's just a reminder. I want you to learn more about AI. So we can't bury our head in the sand. So we want to learn more about AI so it's not intimidating. We want to learn how to use it and how not to use it. We want to learn how to turn off features that you no longer need because you don't need this, for whatever you have going on in your life or your lifestyle. It does not align with your life. So you can turn off certain features. So when you learn something about the AI, then there are certain features that you can turn off. Just like I don't use the facial recognition because, I'm not doing that. I know how not to do that. And I know it's okay for me not to do that. It was like when the computers first came out, people felt like they can break it, they can mess it up. They can, it was like you're typing in keys, you're putting stuff in, you're not going to hardly trying to write a letter on a Word document. You're not hardly going to break the computer. But that's how we felt, or people felt, because I was never intimidated by the computer. I was always, let me go learn it. Let me get into it. A lot of how people are into AI right now was like, I was trying to learn it backwards and forward, up and down. I wanted to, back then when before I got my first computer, I wanted to be a computer operator. And that's so funny because everybody's a computer operator these days. That was a degreed field back then. And when I say back then, that was in the early 80s. But that was a degreed field computer operator. Now we're carrying them around in our pockets, right? It's crazy. But technology just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. And you don't want to get left behind, because the more you don't know and they keep putting more on top of it, the more intimidated you are from getting there, right? So as long as you have some understanding of it, you don't have to go and try to learn everything, but you have an understanding enough to where you're not feeling intimidated, and you understand that if you want to learn, you can learn. And it's just like going into new classes, new courses. It's like, I don't know this. Well, that's what you're in class for you to learn it. And you have that ability to learn it. So I just want to remind you to learn some AI and try new things, but get in there so you're not intimidated by it. I did want to ask Nikisha to come on for a moment. Nikisha, and my question to you when you get on is, do you use AI, and what is your favorite aspect of it?
Hey, Deborah, this is a great conversation. Yeah, and I was kind of like you too. I actually was a little AI resistant. It's like, I don't want to give them all my information. I don't want them to know all these things about me. So I was like, I don't know if I really want to do all this. But then, like you, let me go ahead and try it. Let me see. And the thing I like about AI is just how fast it makes you. Like, you can just do the things that would taking you so much longer to do. You can get it done. Or in my case, like, I like people to do. There's things that I can't do that AI can do or other people can do. But I feel bad when I have to be like, no, not like that, not like this, do it like this, no, like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I have so many opinions about it. So I like that AI doesn't get upset and I can get it exactly the way that I want. So I feel like that's probably the thing I like the most about it, is that I don't have to feel bad to be like, no, that's not right, do it again. No, that's not right, do it. Listen, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. You're doing this and I need you to do that. Like, I can just have that type of an open conversation. And I like that part.
That was one of the things that, because I was really into, when I first got my first computer, I was a desktop publishing queen. I was doing everything from banners to invitations to tickets, to everything I was doing on the computer. And I forgot why I went there. I forgot why. Now I know. So there was this friend of mine. So when I got into an understanding that when you're in business and you're doing business for yourself, you don't have to do everything yourself. So even though I was capable of doing certain things, I wanted to allow other people to do some of these things and not necessarily do it all myself. And so I was working on a project for a friend. And so I was the go-between between my friend and this designer, this graphic artist. I'm so nitpicky. My friend was like, I want you to do that. So he trusted me for that, right? And I know that the graphic designer friend guy was just, I was on his last nerve, because I was like, well, I need you to, can you change the font? Can you switch this around? Can you make this? Okay, it was, I did like it the way you had it the last. Can you change this part of it? Can you not change? I know I was on his last nerve. Every time he brought me something, I would, because I'm like that. It needs to be balanced with color, with design. And I'm like, it can be better if you do this. And he's probably like, you should have just did it yourself. So when I first got into AI and starting to play with it and actually try to making these flyers, I think I mentioned it to Nikisha as well, that at least AI is not going to be frustrated with me. I will get frustrated with it before it gets frustrated with me, because it's AI. So the way that I was getting on this other guy's last nerve with putting this project together, my friend was happy in the end. The guy was probably, whoo, I'm so glad I'm through with this woman. Because it's like, when you know how to do a thing, the level expectation that you put on someone else that's doing it for you is to your standards. So it's like, if I'm going to pay you to do it. You got to do at least equal to, if not better than what I can do myself. And that's you're muted. So it's like
I was just agreeing with you, right?
Right. If you can't do it better than me, or if you don't give me a better result, why am I paying you? So my expectation is meet me or beat me at whatever it is. And so I can be very what's the word that I want to say?
Demanding.
I guess demanding for as far as some artwork or some kind of
like
marketing
perfection. Like you have I was listening, sorry to interrupt, but it just it reminded me, I was listening to Mariah Carey, and she says like when she hears music, like it gets downloaded to her so she can hear the song in her head. So when she's working with other people, she's like singing it to them, and she needs people who can catch on to like her song where she's saying like, oh, I can't sing, but like she's doing that, and they'll play it and she's like, no, like this, and then she'll do it again. And so I think it's like that. It's like you have this very particular vision in your mind, and you so want that to be executed in a very particular way that it can cause a lot of frustration on the person who's kind of like doesn't have that much invested in it, or didn't have the vision, didn't get the dream. So, you're sitting here like nitpicking these small things, and you're like, yeah, but it's off a little bit. You just need to fix it over here. Just move it over there. And only you can see that. So other people can get really frustrated by that.
When I used to be working on whatever projects that I was working on for somebody else, and they're over my shoulders like, oh, that looks good. And I'm like, that's not it. No, that's not nearly it. No, I got to fix this. I see all the issues that need to be touched, that need to be adjusted, whether I like the color, this font doesn't work with this. I need to have 3 or 4 different fonts in the page. It doesn't need to all look the same. I need to have, this is too big. I need to make this smaller. If I make this, it's got a balance. It's got a balance. And if it's off balance, I'm not going to say, okay, that's cool. I'm just not, I can't make myself say that it's good unless I have the opportunity to go fix it. Like, okay, you know what? Just give me the.
I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself.
Like, you did good so far. Let me just fix it up. Let me just finish it up. Put my finishing touches on. But no, I really let the person do their job. But it's like, yeah, that's not. Especially, it's like with AI, when I tell it to change one thing or add something, then it takes away something that I did like. I'm like, wait.
Right?
You changed those flowers. I like those flowers. Can you put those flowers back?
Oh my goodness. I had AI design my office, this office behind me that I did right here. I had it like come up with a picture. And I had picked out a paint color and I painted it on the wall. And I'm like, it's too purple. My logo has purple in it, but this is too purple. And then chat like did a whole design. I'm like, well, that looks beautiful. And chat's like, yeah, once you get it all painted, it'll look like that. And I'm looking at it in my office. I'm like, no, I don't think it's going to match. So eventually I did like, this isn't the color that I had. The other color I had was really too purple. But that's the thing about AI. It's like, it's kind of right. It's like, can kind of get you there, but it's not always perfect. And because it's not always perfect, or my vision of perfect, I'm always kind of like, let me check on that. Let me see. I don't believe you. So I do understand why some people do get AI resistant, or at least AI skeptical, which I think that we should be AI skeptical, but maybe not AI resistant.
I had something that I did learn on there, something that like you were talking about with the colors. I learned that if you give a thumbs up to something that it is done, then it know it's done something right, that you like this, and we'll keep moving in that direction. But also give it an edit to say, I really like this, but I need this and this. Can you change this or that? And I found that it, for the most part, will keep it intact without changing too much. Like, okay, thanks for the feedback. She liked this, so we're gonna kind of stay with that. But I'm learning how to communicate with it, and it's not like I'm doing anything that's major. I'm not a neurosurgeon or anything like that. This is marketing material. It's something that I can say, okay, trash that. Let's start all over. And with AI, it's not really using up anything but a little bit of my time, going back and communicating back and forth with them. And with it, even with using the free version, it only lets you do so much. Like, all right, we can go back into it tomorrow. Because if I had someone actually doing that, they probably wouldn't get back to me till tomorrow anyway. With the edits or the changes or whatever. So I found that to be cool and acceptable. It's like, I don't need it right now. I don't need it right now. But like this one project that I decided, like, I'm just going to do it myself, because I had like 12 pictures that I was putting in there, and one picture might be right, but the other 11 are incorrect, reimagined. So it looks like a whole different person. Or it's like on even the flyer for the MyTueSense, it has 7 of my pictures across the front of it, right? And although I look different on each of the pictures, basically because my hair is different, my hair color is different, which I look totally different on each one of them, but it's me. So if I give that to AI and say, fix this, actually somebody did do a flyer. They wanted to upgrade this for me, but I'll say, but those pictures don't look like me. And I guess it would be okay if it was something that was like cartoonish, then I would be okay. And like, it doesn't look, it's not me, but it's just supposed to be similar to what I look like. If I was a cartoon of me, then I guess it would be different. But if it's trying to be realistic and it's not, it's like, yeah, that's not okay.
You're like, you can tell, even though it's close. I remember I did a thumbnail one time, and I was trying to have AI create one for me. So like did my face on there, and I was like, it's me, I guess.
But not me.
Yeah, but it's like they had aged me down. So I looked like a younger version, but not like me when I was younger, like me as older as a younger version. And I thought that was really
like weird. It really could be your child, or
yeah, it was like really, it's like it's
a family member.
Quite. Yeah, I didn't like that.
I remember hearing myself the first time on, well, I don't know if it was the first time, but it was the first time I really paid attention to it on a recording, on a voice recording, just to hear myself. I'm like, that doesn't sound like me. And they're like, yes, it does. Like, it doesn't sound like what I hear in my head coming out, right? Like, but that's what I sound like.
I hate that.
So record yourself and listen to yourself and tell me if that sounds like what you perceive yourself to sound like.
No, I don't sound like me either. I hate listening to the sound of my voice. I also hate watching my videos back. And I guess that's why a lot of people do like AI, because if you don't want to do your own videos, if you don't want to be on screen, it can duplicate you. And a lot of people make a lot of money that way. So I definitely get the appeal.
And then you can actually... And then you can actually do it without putting your actual image on there. It can be something that doesn't even show your face, whatever, which is fine as well. But if you're doing something and you want the face to be on there, you want your picture to be on there, you're going to either accept the fact that it doesn't exactly look like you, then, you'll be fine. Because it still does, like with my real estate flyers, I'm like, I think that needs to look like me, unless it was like a whole caricature, and not just a picture of me on the flyer. It's like my business card, unless I have a caricature, because I did have an idea of doing something like that on business cards. But I just I can't, that's not me. I'm not going to accept that. Nope. Try again. Go back, do it again. I have told ChatGPT, that's not it. Try again. And you know what it did when I did that? Gave me the same thing they gave me the last time. And so I had to give them more words. But it's really about just learning how to use it and getting better at using it. Learning how to create your prompts and getting better at doing it. So anyway, we are down to like the last 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to reiterate my challenge to you. Learn more about AI. So don't bury your head in the sand. Learn about AI so it's not intimidating. Learn how to use it, how not to use it, so you can turn on and turn off features that don't align with your lifestyle. I'm Debra Mcglothurn, and this is My Two Cents, where I share my 2 cents, you share your 2 cents, and hopefully together we can make some sense and make some minute changes in our lives and in the lives of those around us. Thank you, and I will see you next week on My 2 cents.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.